Ladies and gentlemen, hello and welcome back again to the Shanghai Dota 2 Open. We're going to be taking a look at an absolutely fabulous game here. It's Newbee facing off against CDEC Gaming. Game number 4. It's ride or die, time to put up or shut up, all the other tripe, and constant, what's the word for it? Cliches, that's the one I'm looking for. They got to win, that's what I'm saying. Eosin, how you doing?
Radiant team ban.
Doing pretty good. Just enjoying this constant switch up from CDEC. There's just one thing doesn't work, they're just going to move on to the next one. And this is another lineup that we've seen them draft before. The June Prophet and the Nyx Assassin most likely being played by Feb. Really, really good hero against the Bad Rider.
Yeah, this is terrifying. I really like that a lot. There's a lot of people that might not be too familiar with the Nature's Prophet first phase pick. What can you tell me about this early on? Like, what do you think they're seeing in this hero?
It's just a June hero. He likes it. He's like, he's one of those players who just likes to go ham, and he plays his Furion like that. And with a Nyx to help him set up, and with him being able to move around the map, they just play this super aggressive style.
It also tells me right now that Newbee have done their homework on CDC very well. This was a thing that they tended to do, was they would run the Nature's Prophet with the Naga Siren. And when I first saw the Nature's Prophet pick it up, I even thought that they might go just straight for the Naga to pair with it, like Nature's Prophet Naga right off the bat. But instead, they've opted to go for that Nyx, like you said, for the counter initiation on the bat from KP. And then this is also going to translate into a Doom ban, which was another thing that they would run, is they would just go for the Tranquils early on and then have Doom run around the map causing issues. But what do you think about this Bounty Hunter pickup? Is this the right answer for Newbee?
It's hard to say. It's definitely just to make sure that they pressure all the lanes constantly, and for them to be able to just keep up with the constant aggression by having this, scouting out everything, planting sentries all over the place. If it's not Ricky, Bounty is another hero who's really good at, keeping tabs on everyone.
I guess it also helps a lot, the vision game for the Bat Rider to find those counter initiation plays. It always feels like that's just like the way that you want to go. But CDC are going to go back for the Earth Spirit. October, how would you rate his Earth Spirit play in the last game?
Well, I would say if I had to give the Earth Spirit to someone, it would probably be Kaka as one of the better ones. But I think last game he just felt a little. Didn't seem like he did too much in the early game. He just really, really struggled. I mean, he was level 3 at like 8 minutes or something like that, right?
Yeah, no, it's true. And that's kind of the thing that I was wondering about. He recovered pretty well, but he wasn't able to get stuff done in that timing window. You want Earth Spirit to find plays.
He found a couple of good pickoffs like later on into the game in the mid game, but early on he just had such a rough time.
Now CDEC going back for the Weaver. Not entirely what I would have expected. They just don't really care that much. CDEC are pretty comfortable running a lot of different things here.
I think it's just to kind of counteract the Sven. Weaver is one of the heroes that's really good against Sven, simply because Sven just gets kited to death. Because there's an Earth Spirit, a Nyx Assassin, and a Furion too. I mean, everyone's seen how Furion just completely demolishes Sven later on by putting him in trees.
Yeah, that's one of the most funny and I'm sure most frustrating things to play against and to see played against when it actually ends up happening. I do like this nitro synergy, though, that you've got with the Bounty Hunter giving the bonus movement speed for this Sven. I think that's something that's pretty underrated. To the Bat Rider as well. Like, if you can get the track out there and Bat Rider pulls somebody back in, he's naturally going to be pulling him away from his team a little bit faster than you would see otherwise.
Yeah, definitely. Especially with the current drums build that's going around. If you use a drum charge and you're tracked as well, you're coming close to like 500 movement speed.
Terrifying, but CDEC. All right, we wondered if it was going to be one of the heroes. They insta-lock in that Invoker for Feb. Shade has been playing it pretty well, and I think they won game 2 where they had the Invoker. Am I correct in that? I think they did. It's hard to remember
10
that
seconds
long ago.
remaining.
It's already hard to remember. That last game just felt like 3 games in one game.
5 seconds remaining.
I like that we had this, crazy long 70-minute plus game that
Reserve
neither of
time.
us want to talk about now. It's like, we're done with that. We don't want to talk about that game anymore. It's too long. I
Yep,
guess.
just gotta move on.
Yeah.
Just like how they're moving on.
Yeah, I like that CDEC didn't try to go back for the Battle Fury mag again. I think that Newbee proved that they have the tools with which to deal with it.
Yeah, and once again, June just throwing out curveballs. And he picks these heroes that you kind of have to make assumptions as to where they're going to go, and then all of a sudden it's not what you expected. It's going to be the mid invoker, and most likely going to be a support Nyx assassin.
Mm. Yeah, it's still going to be really impactful. The Spiked Carapace, great against the Batrider at being able to get the counter initiation type of plays, and you can already see that there's the global presence there with the Nature's Prophet being able to TP in. Invoker can go for those Sunstrikes. It's how CDEC won their previous series against ehome, just off the back of some great June Nature's Prophet play, and it's their most picked hero by a pretty long margin. But Newbee, tried and true, it's going to be the DP. And this, I'm gonna let you guys in on a little secret. I remember when Newbee Young had SCCC, the first hero that I saw him play that really stood out to me as this guy is something special was his Death Prophet, and that was back when he was, I think, 400 MMR poorer, but still a really, really strong player.
Yeah, we're just gonna. I think. I guess they picked the Death Prophets just for the pushing potential, because they are kind of lacking it right now, and also because that silence is going to crush their entire team if he lands it.
Yeah, that does really. And I guess it just owns everybody, actually. Man, that's hard to deal with. But Nyx Assassin with the Mana Burn, that spell in conjunction against the DP, I feel like that's a lot of damage. Same with Oracle and Batrider. All these guys kind of get wrecked by it.
Yeah, definitely. But I feel like, I always feel like Newbee has the just a slight edge when it comes to drafting, but I never count out CDEC because of just how aggressive they play in the early game.
Yeah. Well, nonetheless, an interesting look to this start of the game, and I think that part of that is just because of Kaka. You mentioning them having the edge. This guy, as far as up-and-coming Chinese players, and I mean, now he's established, I would say, but I think he's still relatively young, like early 20s, I want to say. But always plays incredibly well. He is like, he captains his team. He has really innovative and just smart drafts. To me, he's the best player in China right now, and it's really cool.
Oh, you do have to keep in mind, the person who's been drafting for Newbee for these past few games has been Faith. At least I assume he has been. Yeah, he's been in the drafting position.
Okay, well, I guess that is a little bit of a change. And it wasn't something. I mean, I'm sure that that Kaka still, does communicate as well and stuff. But he was the drafter for him previously. And,
right. Yeah, I definitely know that. Or remember that. But I think like most of the teams in China, they just draft together. Honestly, I don't think it really matters too much about who's on the slot. I know almost all of them just group up together and just look at the drafting screen together.
Well, we'll see how this goes. The early start to this game doesn't look like there's a huge advantage. The early ward dropped down by the side of CDEC. They were able to get the D ward going, so a nice play there. But Kaka's going to be messing around with Feb here, this Invoker. Do you think that this is just going to be... I've seen him run a Quaswex Invoker several times. Does he just go for that again here in this game as he's taken already a beaten?
He's definitely going for it already, because this is the item build-up. You just go straight for your phase boots, start as quads, and then, yeah, this is definitely the item build-up and skill build-up towards the Quaswex build.
Kaka trading hits now with September. A frustrating start, I'm sure, for Feb in this lane, is Kaka's also going to go for the wraparound. It did miss the courier, unfortunately, so that's going to have to be fine for the moment, and they're going to go over and try and mess a little bit more with October now.
Denied.
And KP decides not to go straight to the jungle. I think he realizes that he'll be able to get a lot out of this lane because there's not too many ways that CDEC can stop him from getting levels in this off lane.
Well, what do you think about this early game here? We talked about the potential for a global presence from Feb as Kaka takes down the ward, so nicely played there. Is this something where, because they don't have that anymore, CDC have to play a little bit more conservative, or do you think that the Nature's Prophet's still just going to offer enough presence that they have to be concerned on the side of Newbee?
Oh, for sure. You definitely always have to be somewhat concerned. And then Coswex Invoker is one of those heroes that sets up a lot better than others do in the middle lane.
Absolutely. Well, SC still off to a nice start, 9-9 versus the 2-1, and if it wasn't already difficult enough, this just really hurts. I mean, you hate to see this coming out from your Invoker in the early game. I don't really know how you deal with this at this point. Like, you're bringing in September, but he's not really the greatest at being able to harass either.
Yeah, this is looking super rough for Feb. I think Death Prophet already kind of beats Invoker in lane, but this is just terrible for him to have to deal with a Bounty Hunter as well.
And the salve comes out while he's trying to just get whatever small semblance of creeps he can. And he's missing a couple CS in there. It's a hard life for an Invoker right now, but Kaka, seeing that the DP is already off to a good start, is going to move over, check out what's going on up there in the safe lane. I mean, for Newbee, do you have to be like concerned about your other lanes getting stuff? Are you happy with what KP is getting out of the off lane so far?
Oh, definitely. If you're able to just get levels off the off lane, you're doing pretty well already, especially against a dual lane.
Well, stacking up the sticky napalm. November still trying to harass here onto KP, the best of his abilities, and a very slow start, but I mean, it just feels like this tried and true draft from Newbee is doing exactly what it needs to do. And meanwhile, Faith facing off against September, they're trading hits. The stun comes out, and U9 able to get some more farm there. Not bad at all.
This is one of the downsides to the CDEC early game. Nyx is just so weak until he gets his levels, and since he's a support, there's just not many places for him to get some, and they prioritize the Earth Spirit over him for pulling the jungle. So this Nyx is gonna come online much later than you would hope so.
Man, I mean, it's not a tremendous swing. The big problem, they're still getting a lot out of each of the lanes. Like, Invoker's getting something here. It's just the lack of farm. Is Quaswex Invoker a little bit more okay with missing some of their farm, though? Like, will Feb be able to recover through team fighting?
There's definitely that possibility. It's like much weaker than the Exort build in terms of laning, because if you look at his damage, he only does, what is that, 60 damage.
Well, they might be able to make this happen. The rotation in from June, and SC dropping very low. He's going to be able to eat his way through. Fairy Fires as well. Oh man, 3 heroes rotate mid and they don't find the kill onto the Death Prophet. Yeah, this
very well played by SC. Unfortunately, they would have had that kill if Feb had those phase boots, but it's still in the stash.
Oh, it hurts. Well, okay. Things are looking rather grim for CDEC. Run me through some of these fights, though, when we get later on into the game. Like, with DP ulti going out there, or even if they find it beforehand, can CDEC take fights without like a ton of farm on the rest of their cores?
I would say that Newbee are probably way too strong for CDEC to fight in the early game unless they manage to, you know, combo everything together. We're talking about multiple impales and boulder smashes from the DS.
Oh, they're going. Oh, that was a nice kickback. This is going to end up being the kill. All right, October. Well played. That's what they needed in a bad way. But meanwhile, Kaka makes him pay in return. He takes down the courier. Okay, so they find 1 kill, but they get the courier in return. Nicely done. Dust? Is October really going to chase this? Dodged out. See you later. All right, Kaka's just going to head away from him for the moment. Dust is going to wear off shortly, and he is going into the base. Oh, he doesn't have mana now. All right, good mana burn. There's the Impale, and
Radiant's top tower
Earth
is
Spirit's
under
still
attack.
just a little bit too far away to get the kills. This is space created though. Why are they all here?
Look at the
What?
sped. He's just taking the tier 1.
Oh. Why were they all chasing him? What am I missing here?
I mean, someone has to kill him, right? So, if, unless they get enough people to chase him, he actually will regenerate enough mana to get away. So, they just have to commit more people to getting rid of him.
Oh, the whole time through, as you were saying, U9 starts taking the tower. He does a good bit of damage to it. It's down to half HP at 7 minutes. Not bad for the safe lane Sven.
Well, on the bright side, September is catching up rapidly. He's almost level 6 now.
Oh.
Eosin is just
They have found KP, draining his mana, doing some damage as well, but SC actually drops the ultimate. This is going to kill off October. The Earth Spirit dies. And I guess an easy expenditure of that ultimate, and now we'll be able to push down the tower slightly as well. Yeah, Feb needs to back out from this. So they'll be able to do some more chip damage. The whole time through also, these Ancients are starting to get stacked. Will probably continue to be so on the minute. I don't know. How does CDEC recover from this?
I mean, it's definitely bad for them, but it's not looking like that bad. They definitely still have what it takes to make pickoffs happen and potentially win a team fight as long as things are pretty good for them.
Okay. Oh, and also creating a couple of these treants to block out the camp. Not bad there for the Nature's Prophet. Able to mess with them slightly, and now, oh, a really good play there from Faith as well. They do get off the Impale, but Sven able to time his stun very nicely, and they find the kill. They channeled up the Fortune's End onto Kaka, and then ran him invis into the Nyx Assassin. It's sort of like the, is it Sand King that did that with the Courier?
I was just about to mention that, yeah. Same concept, but yeah.
Pretty cool. Well, June now is going to control Kaka and actually taking some damage from the tower. He's going to get silenced and in some trouble. They do have Feb in the area, and Weaver kills off the Bounty Hunter in the end. U9 also controlled by the Treants, right-clicked by the rest of the side of CDEC, and they take him down. So 2 heroes go down, and I guess that's what you're talking about.
Yeah, great rotation coming in from CDEC, baiting that tower. They knew they were going to lose it anyways. You might as well get something out of it.
June? They have the Purge Creep. The Purge Creep is destroying him. They kill him off. What? All right.
Gotta love that Satyr Banisher.
What?
It slows for 5 seconds and the cooldown's only 3 seconds, so you can just chain it infinitely if you catch someone with it.
The scariest little man in the world, the Satyr Banisher, finding kills on the Nature's Prophet. That was pretty sick.
Radiant's bottom tower is under attack.
It's always really funny to see that kind of stuff.
Well, they did it. That's for sure. My goodness gracious. And now we've got Kaka heading over this direction. He's going to try and keep it a little bit safer here. And I mean, they're bringing in the Earth Spirit to try and find the kill. They do have vision. As the Sentry Ward is dropped, the dust popped as well, and Kaka is going to go down. Easy peasy.
Yeah, very nice rotation CDEC. I really like this coming out of them. They're just sticking to what they're comfortable with, and they're just playing that aggressive style that we're so used to seeing.
Nicely done. And Sep here is going to get drained some of that HP from SCCC, and he's actually potentially going to go down. Cold Snap on a KP. The Tornado counter initiation play is there. Unfortunately, I think that Sep is still going to drop, and I said it, this SC Death Prophet is incredibly hard to deal with.
He went for that Veil first, so his teamfight contribution is going to be pretty damn good in the early game.
Oh, have they found? Remember, they have the Silence available, I think. No, he actually didn't end up hitting it, and Kaka now also in some trouble. They have Dust onto the both of them. They really want to kill off that DP if possible. Diving for it. She eats her way through the trees, is still losing a lot of armor, able to take off the bug, and is going to be able to survive through that. Nicely played, KP. Looking for the pushback. No, nicely done there. Now the track movement speed. They catch the lasso. That's going to be a dead June. And it's a track kill.
Yep, very nice track kill coming out for Newbee. KP is only 200 gold away from his Blink Dagger.
You love to see that. And the movement in Kaka having level 6 up and online is just going to make this game very difficult for CDEC to play around. We're 11 and a half minutes in. You start to take a look at some of these net worth figures, and Sven is going to be able to finish off this Ancient stack, and it's going to be close to his Echo Saber.
They're doing a really good job on handling this Nyx as well. This Nyx hasn't really found too much.
June? What is he doing there? They don't have the ability to break it. Nah, he's out.
He was just trying to block the Ancients again. But I think it was a little bit too obvious. Yeah, Faith already starts dewarding.
Nice.
He doesn't know about the Observer just yet, though. But I'm sure they'll know about it soon enough.
Yeah. Well, in the meantime, Kaka just continues to scout out in this area. October, though, as they walk into a Sentry Ward, is going to pass by. He has his dust available. They might be baiting this out. I don't see anybody else from the Radiant moving to his direction, though, so he's just going to... They have another Sentry Ward. They realize he's here. October, he's playing this about as safe as he can. They're trying to be a little bit sketchy about it, but they're going to get caught. I mean, he knew he was there. Magnetize dropped down as well, and there's the turnaround with the kick. Can they find the cleanup kill, though? KP caught out. They have the bugs not going to connect onto him, and Pale as well. Oh no, for CDEC, we're going to Clown Town. September is going to go down now as well. They've been able to catch onto Feb, push back him with the Flame Break, and Kaka pops the dust to slow them all down. They're not going to kill off the Bounty Hunter. Oh, wow.
What a disaster. Like you said, he walked through the ward. They knew it was coming, and they just didn't prepare for it.
That is not the play. This really hurts. Okay. Well, 13 and a half minutes in, they're going to be able to move in and take down this tier 1 tower.
You can't give up kills like this either, because you're against the Bounty Hunter. It's just going to propel them forward that much faster.
So, Eosin, we've talked about this before. When you play a very long, drawn-out game, and then you go into the next one immediately afterwards, like, does that affect your mentality as far as the way that you play?
I mean, ideally, no, it shouldn't.
Yeah.
Maybe they are. Maybe they're kind of tilted.
Yeah. Kind of wondering, because it does seem like there's a couple of issues here, and now June potentially going to get caught out again. They have the stun, and they've got track as well. He's going to try and TP away, but it's just not going to happen. Sven finds the kill and accelerating the farm rather rapidly.
Looking harder and harder for CDEC. They can't even slow down the Sven because they are just on top of the dewarding game. He just builds up his stack again, and there's very little they can do to stop him.
Yeah, they're moving in this direction. There's 2 heroes smoked up. Feb is level 9, is building now back into his Hand of Midas, but they've found KP. This might be the kill that they need. There's going to be the Vendetta hit, as well as the Impale, and they do find one. Invoker gets the kill on a KP there. Nicely done. Midas completed.
They might start to suspect there's a ward here. They never check this hill for this Observer ward.
Dire's bottom tower is under attack.
Well, the tier 3 tower is starting to take some damage. The TP comes in. They do still have really good vision here, CDEC. So they might... Oh, that doesn't look like they want to fight.
Newbee are on the hunt. This could be bad for CDEC if they don't get out immediately.
Oh, they pop the dust, and they realize that Kaka's over there. Kick him one time as well with the Wind Bowler. Not bad at all. Well, it's currently a 5,000 net worth lead. We've seen bigger comebacks before, and certainly CDEC are capable of fighting. What's the play? As we actually see the Vendetta go through, they catch it onto Faith. He's dropping low. They got the silence though onto Sep. Already dead is one. They lift up the DP and trying to bring her low. She's out of mana now, but the damage is going to start to come. Can they kill her off in time before she destroys them all? U9 shows up. He's running into everybody. Double kill for him, and now going after the Weaver as well. They are going to be able to get the kill onto DP with the Earth Spirit Magnetized, and Sep running away. They get the secondary stun. Oh my god. U9 is just a monster in these fights, and they've already killed off 4. November tracked. They do have another... I don't have Lasso, but man, that's Sven in that fight.
That's what happens when you don't stop him from farming his Ancients. I mean, they tried, but they just kept rewarding, and that's what a Sven does. He just propels in farm. And they don't exactly have the counters for Sven.
See, here's the thing that I don't understand, too. You remember that big fight that we had over by this hard camp of the Radiant? Bounty Hunter placed down the ward in Vision when he was invis, and it still didn't end up getting dewarded there. U9 is actually out of mana now, and the rotation comes in. They're actually going to be able to turn this back around. KP also caught out by the Spike Carapace, and suddenly CDEC strike back.
The casters clicks. Talk up one team, and they do stuff like this.
That's true. Yeah, it's a bit of a problem. Nonetheless, they have run into SC again and dropped down a boulder, but in their efforts to kick it, they don't find the kill. Well, Weaver has his Lincoln Sphere. Dragonlance is going to be on the way soon. How scary is this hero going to be as the game goes on?
He's already pretty strong just because of his skill set. He does a lot of damage without even needing too much, because you just swarm and you do a ton of damage because people lose their armor. But for now, he's still kind of controllable. Sven is far stronger than he is. So until he gets maybe like another item after he finishes his Dragonlance, he's not going to be too threatening, I would say.
Okay. Well, now the movement in, they've got a catapult here to try and stack up the Ancients, but this smoke gank is going to be able to find the Weaver. Has to juke back the other direction. Oh, he's in a lot of trouble now, though. Silenced and ends up being brought down. The time lapse not quite good enough, and yeah, that's
go for Roshan off of this.
This is really nice. Pop the Exorcism as well, because why not? And now, Fate Edict going out. They're going to be able to take this so rapidly.
Dire's top tower is under attack.
CDEC, unfortunately, no great way to stop it from happening. Are going to have to move along this top lane and try and take a fight over here.
Dire's top tower is under attack.
Yeah, they know they can't fight it, and you might as well just pressure towers, do some structural damage, objectives wherever you can.
SC is going to be the one that picks it up. They are TPing in to fight this. Maybe they've already caught Kaka and do end up killing him. Meanwhile, the Tornado lifts up onto KP. Invoker was the one that secures that kill. He's brought down to very low HP, and Flame Breaks. That was a very bold TP. Is going to be punished for it. On the other side, Earth Spirit is going to be dropped. CDEC stuck around far too long.
Well, at least they killed off the Bounty Hunter. No track kills. Still not worth it for them, though.
No. That was odd. 11,000 net worth at this stage in the game for the Sven. He is so farmed, and BKB soon to be online. I mean, is this signaling that they just want to try and take high ground soon, or what do you think?
I think it might still be a little too soon for them to try for high ground. If they can make pickoffs happen, then it will definitely happen, because DP does hit the high ground pretty well at this stage.
Dire's bottom tower
Potentially, they might just go for the rest of their tier 2s and then think about it once Death Prophet is level 16 with that level 3 Exorcism. Until then, I don't think they should really try it or something.
Oh, June gets caught again, tracked up, and going to be brought down. It's just too easy for KP. He's finding these pickoffs left, right, and center.
Yeah, Bad Rider is one of those heroes that's just really good against Furion.
Frustrating indeed. And now U9 again going to clean up these stacks. He's going to have level 16 soon. Has Blink Dagger now on top of the BKB, the Echo Saber, Helm of the Dominator. This is... I mean, are CDEC still able to fight? Oh, well, U9. All right, Vendetta out. Goes for the Mana Drain as well, and BKB just can become available now. They could think about wrapping around and taking out November, but not going for it.
They need like almost the entire team to kill off U9 right now. He's got 2,000 life and he has a BKB. Very unlikely that they're going to be able to kill him off. Like CDEC needed to make the early game a little better, and they had all those pick-off heroes, but unfortunately for them, every time they try to pick someone off, Newbee just responded with like 2 to 3 kills of their own. And the worst part was the fight at the Radiant jungle where they saw the Bat Rider run through and didn't prepare for it, and just instead of losing your Earth Spirit, you lost 3 people for it, and I feel like that's like the turning point.
Yeah, that's true. And now another smoke movement. They're gonna head through mid. I don't know if they actually catch anybody with this. June is up here in the top lane, but Dire using the scan. They are not. Well, it does turn red. They might find somebody. November is here as well. SC as the invis. They are going to be able to find him. Track not coming out as of yet. They have the lasso as well. There's the silence. And just like that, again, the Weaver's going to get caught and killed. And it is not good enough.
This is super rough. Like I said, that DP silence is just so strong against all of the CDEC heroes.
Oh man, DP making the plays. You've got Sven, who's just incredibly farmed. All right, DP has a BKB now as well.
Yeah, DP is incredibly farmed as well.
Oh god. And I mean, you invest into this Invoker, who now does have an Ags. He's only level 13 though. So that way you can try and hold high ground with the tornadoes and meteor and all. I mean, it's level 1 exort, but with BKBs up now, I don't even know if you can really hold high ground. Oh man,
they should still be able to hold high ground, I think. I mean, Death Prophet doesn't have her ulti just yet, and until she does, I don't think Newbee are going to be able to take high ground that easily.
All right. Yeah, that's true, I guess. And I mean, Nyx Assassin has a Midas. You've got a couple of those on the side of CDEC, realizing this game is going to go into the later stages. They feel like they just want to try and hold the line as long as possible. Meanwhile, Kaka places a deep ward. This is not going to get spotted, and with that, they're going to be able to find October. He goes down. Very difficult for...
Right, now you can probably high ground. Pick off one person, and you have the exorcism up.
All right, yeah, they're ready to go into this one. SC does have Aegis, but it's going to expire before too long, I think. It's taking a little bit of damage. Counter initiation play. There's going to be the jump onto Feb, doing a lot of damage. U9 starting to bring him down, and with the DP going there with the Spirit Siphon, they find that kill. Trying to control U9. His BKB is popped. They don't have much to be able to take him out, and Force staffed away. Still fine. Sep turning around. He got silenced. Isn't able to get off any of his spells. 2 people caught in the stun. U9 jumps forward, destroys the Invoker. Newbee are hungry. They want to eat, and it looks like October is going to be next on the plate. They take him down. The Oracle ulti comes in, saving U9's life. They bought back on the Nyx Assassin. U9 double, looking for a triple. Are they going to give it to him? SC takes it instead. Dominating streak for that DP. Buyback twice more now, and it looks like with that, Newbee are going to call it quits. Not wanting to overextend and get caught out for it. On the backlines, June is getting a tier 3 tower and a barracks, though. He's taken out the melee just about. And it looks like Newbee might get controlled if they're not careful. U9 does have a turnaround stun if he wants to go for it, but they've been able to catch with the lasso. KP taking down June, but they've already lost to barracks, so this is kind of okay. Flame break, he is gonna die, but they took a barracks.
Well, that's like their only saving grace. It's definitely a really good thing, but it's not enough. Newbee are just so far ahead right now. They're gonna need like way more than that.
I mean, you take a look at the net worth swing, 15,000 into the favor of Newbee with the same amount of experience, and yeah, I kind of agree that eventually it's going to come down to who hits faster. All 5 heroes of Newbee or June on the Nature's Prophet, and I don't know. This is feeling rough.
Although I am kind of impressed that they managed to make that happen despite how bad it was going for them. But that team fight at mid with all those buybacks, that was a 7,000 gold swing at 25 minutes. That's not what you want to stay in the game.
Yeah, they are hurting. Again, you go into the later stages of this, you start thinking about the Nyx picking up an Aghanim Scepter, and he's building towards that eventually. Like, these types of items can make the difference, but I don't know if they're going to get it in time to contest the next Roshan, and that to me feels like the point in which Newbee can just end the game almost.
Oh god, are they gonna find Weaver again? They're gonna find Weaver again.
Oh, this hurts. Shuriken and a track. Yep, there it is. They catch him. There's the pullback as well. Lasso is down. Very little time to react to that, and Weaver gets punished. I mean, Sep is still here, and he's gonna try and... He gets the Spike Carapace hit with the cleave damage onto U9, but...
This is being really cheeky. It's really funny.
I don't know if you're really doing all that much with that. Like, this game is spiraling completely out of CDEC's control, and Roche is back up in 5 seconds. The shortest timer in the world. What? That is such a short Roche timer.
Well, that 8 minute. I don't even think they care about it. They feel like, you know, Weaver's dead. It's just... Let's just do it. Yeah, they popped the Exorcism. They're going for this Rax. They don't think the CDEC can even respond to this.
I mean, June and September, they don't want to live in their base anymore. They want to be a part of Newbee now. The EMP is not going to connect. The Yule Scepter lift up, and they are finally going to come back here, but the whole time through, creeps are going to be hitting onto that ranged barracks. They're sending the Sven over there to help out and defend against it. It looks like Newbee are comfortable taking this fight even without their Sven, which is kind of mind-blowing. BKB turnaround. All right, SC is going to do a lot. They pull him back in and bring him back down. Mega kill streak for SC on this Death Prophet. 9, 2, and 11, and now chasing the Bat Rider. KP in a little bit of trouble. Going to start to get the minus armor going his way, but Big Boy has come back in, and U9 is going to be able to take down at least one. Oh, man, and there's the jump onto September, and oh, the cleave damage almost kills him off right there. On the other side of the fight, they're chasing after November here. The Weaver ends up getting caught again in the flame break. The right clicks. Kaka doesn't care. They're tracked up, trying to bring down the Bat, and it's just not going to happen. They kill him off. KP on a mega kill streak. 11 to 29, and they're doing damage to this range barracks, but I really don't think that it's going to be enough.
Yeah, I mean, this Sven is just so farmed right now. Taking a melee Rax is totally whatever. He'll just push it out by himself just as easily as if it was normal creeps.
And the ice walls drop down from Invoker, just trying to stop them from chasing, but September caught out again. They're going to be able to bring him down. Oracle is the one that ends up getting the kill. And over again, Newbee are just punishing CDEC here.
Yeah, Newbee just kept their cool the entire time. They played it out very, very well. Just every game, super calculated, just calm. They run the same early game every single game. I feel it's just they're always making the right choices. Their decision making is just too good. I feel like this Sven, they kind of tried to bait CDEC. I feel with this play, they showed the Sven in the base just farming, and I guess they didn't expect him to just sell his treads and just buy boots of travel, and then all of a sudden you have to deal with Sven too.
That's a good point. That's a nice play there, and I mean, DP is also just a monster this game. Like, and that's a team call, I would guess. Also, is that, you know, you say I'll just stay back there, and then you can go in and fight without me, and I'll be able to join you. And it's indicative of just the fact that Newbee is so strong that they can afford to do that. They don't have to worry about CDEC bursting them, because the heroes just don't do that right now. They're not strong enough in a team fight.
Yeah, like you said, they're just so far behind. Invoker is only level 14. Level 14 Invoker is not going to really contribute too much at this stage. The enemy team is just that much further ahead of you.
He was level 14 like 2 team fights ago also. This is... It's been a rough go for him. Is going to drop the meatball. Well, you can't kill off a range creep. That's when you know your game is going bad.
Level 2 Exo's not going to kill anything.
This hurts. SC runs into him, and it could go for the lift up with the Yules, but doesn't end up going for it. KP looking. Doesn't have a gem, though.
Oh man, U9's just gonna kill off this Spirion, I bet.
Oh man. Pops the God Strength, looking for the catch and jumps forward for the kill. Oh man, he killed off all the treants too. They didn't even have a chance.
Yep. And the rest of his team just pushes top. He'll push in the bottom lane and just TP up and fight with his team.
This is a sad day indeed for CDEC. They put up a really good showing in the past 2 games. Was impressed with game number 2. Game number 3, it felt like it could have gone either way at various points. And now, jumping forward onto the Feb Invoker, they were able to catch him. Aether Lens is a good item on this Bat Rider, and he's gone. No way to stop it.
Well, he does have buyback, so this is their final hurrah. We're gonna have to see a gigantic combo on everyone for them to have a fighting chance, and even then, there's Aegis on the Death Prophet.
Well, they've got Ags. He sold everything. Nick sold everything he owns. He isn't going to be able to live through it. The Ags was not worth it, and now Ice Wall is dropped. November trying to turn this back against him. They are already going to end up losing October off to the side. They're chasing him down. In the fight, they haven't killed... I mean, they killed off the Oracle as well as the Bounty Hunter, but all the cores are still alive, and now U9 a little bit upset about the situation. Might think about chasing. He just blinks back. We'll be fine for the moment. Counter initiation play comes out. U9 still can hit pretty freaking hard. They stun him, though. The silence is there as well, and the buyback from the Nature's Prophet. They're going in on the bottom lane, and it looks like with the sun coming out on the Feb, the Desolator trying to proc. They do end up living on Feb, so they do take down 3. A 3,000 gold swing into their favor despite the Earth Spirit buyback, and now they lost their bottom range tracks. Okay. CDEC.
Hey, you said that Scepter wasn't worth it. It was totally worth it. He managed to take all the attention onto himself, and then by doing so, Newbee just left their backline completely exposed and unprotected, and he just sniped the supports off. And without the Oracle to back up his cores, it was just too much for the spend to handle. He just got kited.
I can't believe that September sold all of his items to get the Ags. It's it's totally worth it.
Well, definitely worth it. He held.
Yeah.
He had to buy his boots again, though.
And they didn't get any new structural damage done, really. Like, Tier 3 is still very alive. That's great for being able to hold against the Aegis SC Death Prophet.
Yeah, definitely. That was just a funny team fight all around to watch.
Oh, I don't know if they spot out Kaka, but Kaka is going to spot out them shortly. And they actually do see him now. The ward is up there, and... Okay. September can't go anymore. It's a little bit too scary. They have the gem on Bat, is that right? Yeah, they got gem on Bat Rider. So what's the play now?
Of a comeback?
I don't know.
They just have to manage to hold off again, because Newbee are most likely going to just do the same thing again, except this time they're not going to overcommit for the Nyx assassin.
Again, Nyx a little bit afraid. They're pushing out this bottom lane again with the Treants from Nature's Prophet, and he might think about going for an Ags himself. He already went back for the Desolator, and maybe he's just going for an AC now. They can
definitely
push.
A good decision. I feel like the best way for CDEC to win is to just go straight for the throne. I don't think they have the luxury of trying to fight back with Megas. I think you just have to go for the throne with like whatever opening you get.
Jump forward. Oh, really good stun there from September. They are going to be able to pull him back in, though, and meanwhile, June is going to go to work on those tier 4s. Can they bring him down? Magnetize onto several. The Aegis is now reclaimed, so they do need to be a little bit careful about SC. Faith dropping low, and they are going to be able to find that kill. June still hitting there onto the tier 4 towers. They're doing a little bit of damage. He needs to really burst through them, and we'll see if they can break any TPs that are coming, as the rest of the side of Newbee is going to be forced back. KP, no lasso. They turn back around. The silence is there, but I think that June is going to be able to get out. No, the flame break comes, and he isn't going to be able to escape. Tornado lifts up the Sven. Buyback from Nature's Prophet. They might want to fight this. Nove gets up. They end up getting the silence, though, and now with that Weaver gone, this potentially could be it. They're going to need to go for another one of these backdoor plays
Dire's
I
middle
think,
tower
as they
is
do
under
have
attack.
creeps into the base again. And TP scrolls, they have it on the Oracle. They don't have one on DP. Yeah, KP is playing the right play though. They're not going to be able to get the back door.
Radiant's bottom
Yep.
tower
So
is
with
under
this,
attack.
they just have to hold with what they have, and it seems to be
Radiant's
a
middle
very,
barracks
very
has
impossible
fallen.
situation.
I mean, the backdoor protection, all right, it has been recovered now on those tier 4 towers. As the Impale comes out, September silenced again. They have a Shiva's Guard on SC. Oh my god, what a monster. Yeah, now they throw out the counter initiation plays. U9 pops his BKB. They're going to pull in Feb. He's going down. And while the Sven is going to be sprouted, KP jumps in and GG does finally get called. Your champions, the Shanghai Dota 2 Open. Newbee take game number 4. And Eosin, you called it 3-1.
Hell yeah. I mean, that was a pretty good series. I feel like CDEC kind of lost their momentum after losing that third game. I mean, they kind of like figured something out after losing the first game, and then maybe it just comes down to Drow. If they can't get their hand on Drow, it seems like they're just a little outclassed by Newbee.
Absolutely. Well, that's going to do it for us here. Be sure to give us a follow on Twitter if you feel so inclined, at Lyrical Dota, at Eosin Dota. But Eosin, one other thing I wanted to at least pick your brain about for a second. Newbee, they came second in MDL. They didn't do so well at TI. They've switched up their roster a lot, but now this other, like the other only real LAN going on in between now and when the TI invites come out, do you place them as maybe that number 4 invite that people have been talking about, or do you think it's not really enough considering they've switched out 3 of their old players?
I think they deserve an invite. That's just my personal opinion. I think they play well enough to deserve an invite.
Yeah. I would kind of agree. I've really been impressed with their play so far. They've clearly dominated the China scene. It kind of is similar to what happened before the Manila Major, where Newbee dominated all of the competition that happened in China leading up to it, which led to their 26 or 29 game win streak. And then because there weren't really any lands in between now and in between the time where they were dominating and when the actual major took place, they had to play through the qualifiers, but ended up stomping everybody anyways. I think it'd be a little bit of a shame if Newbee didn't end up getting that invite, but we'll have to see. Thank you guys again so much for watching. It was an absolute pleasure casting for you all. That's going to do it for us here. I believe that the WESG is still going on. Eosin, any final shout outs that you like to make, or call outs or plugs for yourself? What's going on?
Nothing really. Just wanted to thank you for inviting me to cast with you. It's been a pleasure. This has been a pretty good tournament overall, and that's about it.
All right. Well, be sure to continue to follow the rest of the action that's going on. I think WESG is in the playoff stage now, and that's over on Dota StarLadder_EN. But for now, that's going to do it for us here, and we will see you guys next time. More from the Shanghai Dota 2 Open.